What is going on, guys? I'm currently going to be sharing with you guys a purple deck build for the Digimon 1.0 pre-release. I recently topped with this deck at Pro Play Games. So let's jump into the build. It's going to be one Yaman. You do want to see this in the beginning of, in your late game matches. You do not want to see it in the beginning. It's a great card. It gives you 1000 DP if you have 5 or more in the trash. We run 4 Pagumons to set up your trash. Every time you attack, you're trashing 1 card. Now let's jump into the rookies. We run 3 Tapirmons. On deletion, draw 1. We run 3 Sukaimons, gain 1 memory on deletion for the inherent ability. You do have to Digivolve for this, but since purple is such a high cost deck, it's so good to have this sometimes. Jumping into memory starving or ending their turn, or on top of that, using the memory for Trump Sword. So now we have 3 Gabumon, which is going to be our draw power for the deck. You draw 2, trash 1, setting up your trash as well. So now let's see, the next one is going to be 4 Itmons. So Itmon is going to be our main rookie. We want to see this more often as we're trashing more in the trash. And on top of that, it has an amazing combo with Beelzemon. If you have 10 or more in the trash, you can just go ahead and get this straight. You can put Beelzemon straight on top of this. So we run 1 Devimon. I used to run 3, but I feel more comfortable at 1. As this card is great for the cost, but not so great sometimes. I don't know. I'm playing around with it currently at the moment. So right now we have it at 1, leaving us at 14 rookies. So now we're gonna jump straight into the champions. We run 8. We have 4 Devimons. Devimons have retaliation. On top of that, it has an inherent retaliation. Great card. Crashing into your opponents, or getting the Sukaimon gain 1 memory, or the draw 2, trash 1 effect off for your rookies. And then you run 4 blockers, which are going to be your Biomons. Biomons are great, just that standard blocker. See, so now we're going to jump into the ultimates, which we run 7 of. So we have Myotismon at 3. I used to run this card at 1 or 2, but I bumped it up to 3 just because the Digivolve cost is so great sometimes. You go straight into, you can go straight into Boltmon, or straight into Lilithmon for like 5 memory costs. Great card. Now we run 4 Chimeramons, the Trump Sword of all Digimon. The only issue is that it doesn't pop Megas, but it does pop everything below it. So getting this card off is not only great to pop Tapirmon, or to pop something like Devimon after it survived an attack or something like that. You're popping one of your opponent's Digimon. And on top of that, you have an ultimate setup for the next turn to go into Omega. This deck isn't really revolved around Digivolving, but if it needs to Digivolve to draw, so be it. So now we're going to jump into the Megas. So we run 1 Lilithmon. I used to run it at 2, but I saw it too often. Great card. Boltmon. Great to jumping into level 6s. Very cheap cost, 12k beater. Now we have 2 Beelzemon. At 3 I felt it's a rookie, but 2 feels fine. Jumping from rookie to mega for 4 costs is amazing, especially if you have 10. You can only do that when you have 10 or more in the trash. Also, popping a level 4 or lower Digimon is also great for board control. Using Beelzemon as a Digivolve material for Millenniumon is another way to get rid of literally 2 cards at once. So now we're going to run 3 Piedmons. Piedmons are amazing. I use it as a last resort, considering that giving your opponent 12 memory costs is very hard to do. But it's a great card. You bring back 2 Vilemons, you bring back a Devimon, or you bring back an Itmon to go into Beelzemon, and then you can use it next turn either for Retaliation or for Millenniumon. So now we run the big boss monster of the deck, which is going to be 3 Millenniumons, returning 1 card from your opponent controls, 1 Digimon card to the bottom of their deck, and on top of that, on deletion it comes back. Like, you can Chimeramon pop this after it attacks to get it back on the field, and they lose 1 more Digimon, or you could use Heat Viper on this as well. It's a great 13k beater, and it's very good to get rid of Omnimons. So now we're going to jump into the option cards. We have 2, which we have about 8, I think. But we have these 2 Heat Viper. Very good card. Pop 1, lead up to 2 level 4 level lower Digimon, which is very good against Rookie Rush. Trump Sword, popping out stuff like Omnimon, the turn he summoned, or because they didn't have enough Digimon memory to attack, or this is a great card overall, just overall removal. Fortunately, you have to wait for them to be unsuspended sometimes, but definitely worth it. Mat at 3, just because the Tamer mat is very good. It overall brings back 1 card from your trash to your hand. Sometimes you can mill it. It was milled to the trash, or sometimes you need more Heat Vipers or more Piedmons or Chimeramons, or even a Vilemon. Overall good card, leaving you at 3 memory at the start of each turn. And then we run 3 Night Raid. Just a standard Night Raid, bringing back a rookie from your trash. Well guys, if you guys have any more questions, I'm also going to be sharing with you guys a blue Omnimon deck profile, and I hope you guys have a great day.